Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of the Space Meatball Ramblecast. We're finally back after quite a hiatus. Brianna and I finally found the time to sit down and record an episode and have a few beers. It's been a little bit difficult lately due to our opposite work schedules, which I believe I've mentioned before. In this week's episode, we talk about some movies we've seen recently, some games we've seen recently. We even have a chat, an uncomfortably long chat about gypsies and carnies. So that's fun. Most importantly, I finally get a chance to do my Doom review, which I've been promising for a while, and I waited just long enough so that now probably nobody cares anymore. Everybody's already made the decision whether or not they're going to buy the game. They've already played the game, so it literally doesn't matter. So, good on me for waiting that long. But either way, here it is, and I hope you enjoy it. So, episode 9, here we go. Oh my god, you guys! Welcome back to another episode of the Space Meatball Ramblecast.
Hey, it's been forever!
My name is Dan, and of course my beautiful wife Brianna is with me. Say hi, Brianna.
Hi, Brianna!
And after a hell of a long hiatus, we're finally back, and we're going to talk about some video games and something I've been promising for a while. I finally have a review for the new Doom game. Now everybody's played it, or everybody's made the decision whether or not they want to play it, and all the reviews.
They should have, anyway.
Well, they should have, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But anyway, yeah, Brie. So what have you been up to lately?
I've been playing. I kind of took a hiatus from FPSs for a while, and I just was hanging out, doing some cutesy games in the Nintendo world for a little bit.
Cutesy games.
I played Toad's Treasure Hunt for like half of a day.
Yeah, we've had that game for a long time.
And I finally just first played it for the first time, even though we've had it for months, and I finally just plopped it in one day when I was off work.
And how was it?
Boring. It was it was the same thing every level. It was cute. It was cutesy. It was definitely geared towards kids.
That was basically the little side levels in Mario 3D World, right?
Yeah. Like when you get to the Toad house, and there's like that
fun little side game, but maybe not so much a good game in and of itself.
No, definitely not. Because after a while, you're just like, okay, I know exactly what to do in every level, and there's really not a lot of challenges. There are some challenges in some levels because there are certain pickups that you need to get to to get all of the things to complete the level. But they're not so hard to whereas if you miss one thing...
You just say it sucks.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you miss one thing, you're not gonna...
I know you're a Toad fan.
You're not gonna progress to the next thing. It'll still let you progress to the next thing if you miss something.
Guys, Brianna hated the game.
It was okay. It was cute. But as much of a Nintendo and Toad fan as I am, that it was definitely not awesome. Anyway. I got bored with it, and then... after that, I just put back in 3D World and tried to continue on where I had left off at that point because I was in a real Nintendo mood that day.
Man, you start off with games strong. I feel like I have to make up for that, but I don't want to jump into my review yet.
Okay.
But
have you been playing any side games that we haven't been playing together or that we haven't been talking about?
You know what? I don't want to talk about games just yet.
Okay.
I don't want to yet.
So, well, what are we drinking right now?
A beer.
Sierra Nevada Torpedo.
Yes, nothing special.
It's an extra IPA. It's Sierra Nevada.
Everyone knows what it is.
It's an old standby. It's good. It's a good thing to have.
I just want to talk about how much I love that belt she just made.
Well, you're welcome.
And yeah, you've had a job change recently.
Yeah, definitely.
You're working back at a restaurant, which is something I'm pretty sure you like to do.
I do. I've been doing it for 12 years on and off. Bartending, serving. For whatever reason, I always end up going back to it. It's just, apparently it's in my nature.
I'm still doing the same shit I've been doing.
Yeah, but, restaurant industry, it's tough. It's tougher than most people who haven't worked it would realize. But there's a lot of good things and bad things about it.
But is it as tough as being a carny?
I don't know. I've never been a carny. Would you ever be a carny? Like, say you were a teacher from X month to X month and you had a summer off, would you be a carny for that one summer? Just to see how it goes?
That's pretty specific. If I was a teacher,
well,
would I go from being a teacher to being a carny?
Well, what I'm saying is...
What?
Well, what I'm saying is that, like...
Hey, if you were a teacher...
No, what I'm saying is,
how would you feel about spending your summer breaks as a carny?
Well, that's what I mean, is that because you have the summer off...
Well, everyone knows I like to smoke a lot of meth on my summer breaks.
You're completely misinterpreting how I was... Well, maybe not, but... because teachers have the summer off.
Just go back to, like, would you ever consider being a carny?
Okay, sure, let's take it back a couple steps.
Of course.
You would be a carny?
I'm about to lose some of my teeth anyway.
That being said, which ride would you want to man? Like, which would you want to be in charge of?
The zipper, duh.
I love the zipper. No, you know what? I want to be in charge of that gravity game. You know, or the ride.
The gravity game?
No, the, like...
It sounds like some sci-fi shit.
No, you know the one that I'm talking about, like, where you, where it's spinning so fast you can climb up the walls and you can turn upside down. It's... You know what I'm talking about, right?
I remember the thing...
It's the Gravitron. The Gravitron, that is...
Do they still have that?
It might be illegal now.
I think too many people got slapped in the face with their own vomit. To have
Probably,
that thing around.
but you know what I'm talking about, where, like, there's, like, slides on the inside of it, and you, like, everybody has their
slides
own...
on the inside of it.
Okay, so on the inside...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It looks like a UFO, okay? And then you go on the inside, and there's, like, slots for every person to, like, lay against, and then it starts spinning, and it starts spinning so fast, then these slides, like, go up and down, like this. Like, up and down.
Remember, it's an audio podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody can see what you're doing.
You're right. They're just two slides that are sliding up and down next to each other. Uh-huh. And the thing is spinning so fast that you can literally...
You're stuck to the wall.
You're stuck to the wall, and you can turn upside down.
Yes.
You can turn sideways.
I remember something like that either at Great America or at Santa's Village. I remember people vomiting and being instantly slapped in the face by their own vomit.
Yeah, that happened a lot of times. Personally, luckily, I used to go on that one all the time at, like, every summer fair.
Personally, luckily, you used to go on that?
Personally, luckily, I never got slapped in the face with vomit. However...
Your own vomit or anyone else's?
Anyone else's vomit.
Sweet.
However, one time I did, like, stumble out of that one because you're really crazy dizzy as you come out, obviously. That there's, like, 4 garbage cans as you come out, and I remember that I just had to hold on to the side of one so that I wouldn't fall over because my equilibrium was still just all messed up. And it wasn't puking or anything, I just had to hold on to it to just, like, get back to normal. And
so back to your original question, would you ever be a carny? Would I ever be a carny? Like, what does being a carny entail?
Well, now, do I have to sign a contract? Like, how long do I have to do it?
I know nothing about the carny biz. I don't know what it entails. Like,
well,
is it a family? Is it some weird blood oath you have to take? Do they all have to, like, cut their hands open? And is it some gypsy shit? I don't
you know
understand.
what? This maybe is a far down the line.
What, career objective?
No. What I'm saying is maybe this is a million, laters of.
A million laters?
A million laters.
What are you trying to say?
Maybe this is the new gypsy, is what I'm trying to say.
What, carnies are the new gypsy?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the new gypsy. I think they've been the gypsies all along.
Well, no, they were, like, legit gypsies, like, back in, Eastern Europe and all over Europe that were just, like, traveling forever, like, in a band.
No, what do carnies do?
Travel.
In a band?
In a band.
Yeah.
So. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's new. They're doing different things.
So carnies are gypsies, and, well, we don't know anything about carnies.
Yeah.
So if there's any carnies listening,
sorry,
they're offended.
We're not assuming.
Yeah.
This is just...
Oh, we're assuming.
No, we're just this is our basic, actually, yeah, I guess we are assuming.
But I just want to know how to build my own zipper in my backyard. So, you know what I loved about the zipper is that even after it stopped, you could keep spinning the carts around.
Keep spinning, yeah. You could freak everybody out.
And I love how you could feel all the loose change jingling through people's pockets and falling everywhere.
Oh, you could hear everything.
It was wonderful if one of those would get in the way of a gear or something like that and pop one of those carts off.
And then you go flying.
I'm pretty sure people have died on the zipper.
Do you remember the Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I do remember
course?
the Indiana Jones. The Indiana Jones.
No, what I mean.
I do remember him.
No, shut up.
He was fantastic.
Oh, shut it. I mean, like at every.
The Indiana Jones.
I mean, at like every festival and fair.
He was at a festival?
Oh my God! Stop! Will you let me finish my sentence?
Oh.
There was an Indiana Jones like obstacle course where you had to like climb up a rope ladder, then go through this tunnel, then slide down. Excuse me, slide down this slide, but then move past this obstacle. They had this at King County Fair, like or Riverfest in St. Charles, like a million times.
Indiana Jones?
It
festival?
was like literally no. It was shut up. It was literally like the St. Charles like Riverfest. But in the back of, like, where the whole festival was being...
Keep talking, I'm going to sing that.
Where the whole festival was being held, there was this whole back wall, and instead of, like, a fun house, it was this big Indiana Jones obstacle course that you could get in line and do, and you have to climb up this rope ladder, then you had to go through this tunnel, then you had to go down this slide, and you got to get out of the way of this one thing, and then you get out at the bottom, and then yay, you did the thing. Ta-da! But yeah, it was fun.
I had to stop myself from singing the Jurassic Park theme. I was just like, oh wait, that's different.
They were just kind of melting together. Alright, okay. Alright.
Sorry.
You're going off on a
goddamn good soundtrack.
That soundtrack reminds me of one of my cousins.
Why, did he look like a dinosaur?
No, but I remember when Jurassic Park came out.
Did he have sharp teeth?
No, but he was also learning trumpet at the time, and I went to his house.
I played the trumpet.
We were at his house for a family party, and
I think we played the Jurassic
and he was
Park
and he was
song.
like, "You guys check it out! I just learned the Jurassic Park theme." And so he brought all of us cousins up into his room with his music stand. And he was like, and they had chinchillas as pets. Just so.
Bonus fact.
Yeah, bonus fact.
One thing I do remember about playing the trumpet, it was hard to practice the trumpet at home if you had a dog.
Oh, I bet that made dogs go wild.
Oh, yeah.
But
Dogs
also,
did
fun
not
fact,
like it.
my cousin had, they had two huge, they had a
Chinchillas? They were humongous.
No, they had chinchillas.
Size of dump trucks.
But they also had two huge, Malamutes.
Malamutes. Malamutes? Is that like huskies?
Yeah, but bigger and fluffier.
Bigger and fluffier.
Yeah. Their name were Hana and Ichi.
Their names were...
That's what I meant.
What'd you say? The name was...
The name was...
He's starting to think about Carnies too much, man.
Shut up. Anyway, but yeah, the dogs' names were Hana and Ichi. And they were huge, big old Malamutes. And they were beautiful dogs. And said cousin was also Judge Ito.
Are those Inuit names?
Yes.
Is that what they were going for?
I think so. And also said cousin was...
Eskimos? That's derogatory.
That is derogatory.
I'm sorry.
Can you let me finish my sentence?
Sure.
Said cousin, like 2 years later, was also Judge Ito for Halloween.
Oh, I thought you were going to say said cousin was Judge Ito, and it was the sentence was going to stop there. I'm like, holy shit, you're related to a celebrity?
No.
Isn't he dead?
No, did he die?
Ito? I don't know. I know, Johnny Cochran's dead, right?
Sure.
If it don't fit, it must quit or something, whatever his bullshit yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, he's dead. He did.
Dead.
He did.
Curtis, is he dead?
Fantastic movie.
I love Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, it was very good.
So
anyway, Carnies.
Carnitas?
Also very good.
I love carnitas.
Oh man, imagine how awesome it'd be if Carnies set up like a carnitas like booth at the carnival. Like
Dude, oh my god, I was just gonna say, perfect business idea. Carnitas by Carnies.
It's not perfect, really.
Well, but it's just a fun title. It's smart. Not really, but it's usable. Anyway, how's work for you?
It's still work. I don't want to talk about work.
Okay, well.
I haven't gone through any career changes like you.
Well, it is different. I will say, this time around...
Yes, working from an office and then working in a restaurant is certainly different.
I just did both of those.
Imagine the culture shock that you'll have when you become a carny.
I'm never going to become a carny.
Why?
Because I don't wanna.
What? All you need is like what?
All you need
a good ratchet
is
set.
meth.
All you need is good ratchet sets, some meth, and
All you need is meth.
you look good in a mullet.
Shut your mouth. I don't want mullet.
Business in the front, party in the back. Woo! Some sleeveless shirts. Some sleeveless,
I do have sleeveless shirts.
sleeveless poison shirts.
I also have that.
I'm sure you do. See?
I do have a sleeveless poison shirt.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm not a carny.
Not yet.
See, here's the thing. This is why I can't be a carny. I can't tan into beef jerky.
Well, you never know till you try.
No, I've tried. I can't tan. I have 2 shades. Porcelain and lobster. That's it.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if you folks know, but she's half Mexican, half Irish.
I can't tan.
I don't know why I'm starting to speak in an accent, but no, she's half
It's all
Mexican.
that carny talk.
She is. I don't know, but she's half Mexican, half Irish, but she is.
And I can't tan to save my life.
She looks like a ginger Mexican, essentially. Not ginger, but pale-skinned Mexican. Almost everything about you is Mexican except for your skin tone.
Color?
Yeah, your skin tone.
You know, that's funny. You say that. My mom says that. Everyone thinks I look Mexican, but white, like white-skinned. I don't ever see it. I've never been able to see it.
Nobody ever sees what the hell they all look. Hibbity hobbity hoo.
What the date?
So, you seen any good movies lately?
I
I know you have, because I was with you.
No!
No, what did we see? We saw...
What do we see? We saw.
Not to, disregard this whole Carnies subject, but I don't feel like committing to that anymore. It was never something that we had planned on talking about.
No, we just kind of got there somehow.
But hey, we did see the new Star Trek movie.
Yes, that was actually...
What'd you think?
I loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. We saw it in IMAX 3D. I don't think you have to see it in 3D, but it was a lot of fun in 3D.
It was a lot of fun.
The graphics within the 3D were...
The graphics.
You know what I... Not what I meant.
It's like a teenager talking about the Sega Genesis in the 90s.
Well, I kind of
Check out those graphics!
You're a real mean person, you know that. Just the way they designed
the effects, perhaps?
Yes.
The digital effects?
Yes, the digital
practical effects. They were all
did.
very, very good.
Yeah, they all made a really nice cohesive marriage between both of the digital effects and the practical effects that they used. I think they just tumbled into one perfect little
I don't know about you.
ball.
I was never a huge fan of original Star Trek. I always enjoyed Next Gen a little bit more than the original series.
I had never personally been a Star Trek fan.
A little bit off and on. It was always on TV. I watched some here and there.
Yeah.
But that said, and take that with a grain of salt, folks, because like I said, I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I don't think like you said, neither of us are.
Yeah, neither of us are.
But I've really enjoyed this new J.J. Abrams rebooted series.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say the second one, Into Darkness, was meh. I still enjoyed it, but it was the first one and this, which is the opposite, I believe. It was always the even numbers in the original Star Trek movies that were supposed to be the good ones, correct?
I don't know.
In the comments or whatever, tell me if I'm wrong. But I believe it was always the even numbers that were the good ones. But in this one, the first one, the J.J. Abrams piloted reboot was... Is it even really a reboot, or is it just a continuation?
I don't know.
Because Spock is in it. Leonard Nimoy's in it.
Yeah, that's true.
And he reboots a series.
I don't know exactly if there's a real name for which to call it.
Yeah. Well, either way, I've really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the first one. The second one was okay, and this third one I enjoyed just as much, if not more, than the first one.
Somebody, it was a friend of ours who is also a game developer. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
He has not seen a lot of movies because he's been super busy with work.
Yes.
And he asked me how Star Trek was, and he asked me if this was my favorite of the 3 that we've seen.
Has he seen the other 2?
He hasn't seen any of them.
Oh, okay.
And so he was just asking my personal opinion
Yes.
of the 3 that I've seen.
Yes.
And he's like, are you a big Star Trek fan? And I was like, no, not really, but I do enjoy watching the movies. I'm okay with it. You know, like, I'm not, like, I don't hold any, like, weird animosity between Trek and Wars or anything like that. You know,
I did for a while. I think we all did.
I'm sure
we were always huge Star Wars nerds. And
yeah. But as I grow older, you know, sci-fi to me is sci-fi, and if it's cool and I like it, then I don't care.
Oh, we grew out of that, like...
A long time ago. So if it's cool and I like it, and if it's there, then whatever. I have no animosity towards it. So he was asking me, is this my favorite of the 3 that I've seen so far? And I'm probably leaning towards, yeah.
Yeah, I would say said, if I enjoyed it just as much, if not more, than the first one.
Well, and said person also hasn't seen Deadpool, hasn't seen a lot of movies.
Well, Deadpool is universally liked by pretty much everyone.
Well, I know, and he knows that too. And
Marvel and, well, it's not Marvel. What is Deadpool? Deadpool is still owned by, what, Sony? Or is it Warner Brothers? I don't know. It's not owned by the MCU yet. He's part of it, but he's not owned by it.
Right.
Just like the X-Men.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Star Trek.
I think even since the last podcast, we did see Apocalypse.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long.
Jeez.
And we enjoyed that. It had got a huge internet hate train.
Yeah, no, I loved Apocalypse.
It was real good. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
I think every player in that did a good job, some more than others.
Psylocke not so much.
Huh?
Psylocke not so much.
No, not really at all.
But it was worth it for the Quicksilver scene alone. But
I'm
that
just saying, Quicksilver scene was
it just seemed
amazing.
like some... well, yeah, he had 2 good scenes in the past 2 movies.
Yeah. And I really liked that who they used. I
really liked the new Nightcrawler.
I do too. Agreed with that.
And pretty much everybody's good in it. It was just a good movie. I don't think it deserved the internet hate train that. Movies like Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, which we have not seen yet.
We have not seen that yet.
Have gotten, but I don't think this movie deserved it. I thought it was very good.
I did too.
I think people should. It should have gotten a lot more credit than it got.
I agree with you on that.
But anyway, that's just,
Yeah, just
neither here nor there. We're not here to review movies.
Remove UVs.
Review movies.
Speaking of Muse, here
comes
the cat.
I just got a face full of cat ass.
Cat ass.
Cat ass. Where are we? You want me to pause so you can pee?
Yeah, I gotta pee.
I will pause so you can pee.
I'm gonna pee.
Pee. Hello?
I peed.
Oh, Bree peed.
Yay.
Now we're back.
We're back.
And we just opened a fresh beer.
Fresh beer. What were you talking about?
I have no idea at
Carnies?
this point. It's been Carnies almost the whole night.
I think it was movies. Star Trek?
Yes, it was good.
Yes, it was good.
We liked it.
You know what? I just scooped some beer off the table into my own hand and wiped it onto my leg.
It's community in some countries.
It was important. I needed to do that.
So anyway, now I think I actually want to get into video games now.
Okay, cool. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's see. I do want to jump into the Doom review that I've been promising for forever.
It's true.
But first of all, I want to talk about a few things we've been playing recently. First of all, a game that we bought a while ago, Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a turd at first.
Yeah, it was...
We bought it. We don't play a lot of games online multiplayer.
No, we don't. We're, the only one that I ever really played online was Titanfall.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that to be a game that I was going to play, but I enjoyed it, and then I did. And then Star Wars came out, and we were expecting it to be like a cool local thing that we could play versus together.
Well, they promised.
That's how they promised it.
They promised split screen,
And then the split screen.
They had very minimal. The split screen offerings, the local multiplayer offerings, were all
not exactly what we were expecting it to be, or anyone for that matter was expecting it to be.
Outside of the main game, the local offerings were that you couldn't use any of the vehicles, you couldn't really do much of anything
except collect coins.
Collect coins.
Cool.
And as of late July, they released a.
So wait, hold on. Huh? So after we played it a couple of times when it first came out, we were like, "Oh, this is a sad disappointment." And we picked it up a handful of times from when it came out until now.
Well, we always had a lot of fun playing the original Battlefront with the split screen and having a lot of fun.
Right.
And we want to kind of have that same experience.
Like couch, versus, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Well, yeah, as you guys may or may not know, Brie and I are very big fans of couch co-op or couch co-op. Yeah, or couch versus whatever you want to call it.
Either way, whatever you want to call
games
it.
that we can play together, like the old days. Like we're always big advocates for that. That's why
absolutely. That's our favorite. That's what. Yeah, exactly.
So much, and other games, but.
Cat is
our cat is going insane in the background. Anyway,
but anyway, so that wasn't available exactly the way we thought it was going to be when Battlefront, the newest Battlefront, first came out. However, just recently,
late July,
it just came out with, was it called Skirmish?
Skirmish, yes. Where now we have full access to all the big battles with the walkers and they have the squadron fighting. What is it? The aerial fighting with all the ships.
Yeah,
both modes you can do.
You can call in a Y-wing.
Yeah, but I'm saying both modes you have full access
to all of
offline with basically the full.
Yeah, so basically you and I can fight as rebels and rebel versus Imperials, and you have your STs, I have my Y-wings.
Well, that said, I think it still might be the nail in the coffin for the game. I mean, the online community has all but died for this game.
Well, I mean, this might be a saving grace. This might be...
Well, the online community is still dead. But now people that bought the game wanting to have that original Battlefront experience might have something that they...
pick the game back up again.
Yeah.
Just like we did.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun.
Because when we first bought it, we played it for I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. And then we were like, this is... Right.
It was just such a shame because the game is beautiful. Great soundtrack.
It is. It's beautiful.
The controls are great.
Yeah, everything.
The game looks beautiful.
It's super responsive. But the fact that there are only X amount of maps, and then you have to all of a sudden download all of these maps for a price when there's really not enough to do.
Yeah, I believe the season pass is like $100.
Yeah, it was really ridiculous. Who wants to pay for that? And then now...
It felt like an incomplete game.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely did. And then now that this mode has been added, what I was telling you the other day when we were talking about it is that I thought that at least now people have another reason to, dust that game back off again, pick it back up, and play with their friends who are over, or people who really love stuff like that, and they just play on the couch and do verses, which is cool, and then maybe might be willing to shell out another $20 for a couple more maps because there's another mode that they're willing to play that will give new life to this game, so to speak. I'm not saying it's going to save this game, but at least it's another new breath of fresh air for now. For now.
Yeah, and maybe if they they're probably going to make another Battlefront.
I'm sure they will.
And
I hope they learn from their mistakes.
Maybe if they include a campaign and they include these kind of local multiplayer options.
They should. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying maybe
they should probably take a real page out of the Black Ops 3 book and make all of those modes available: campaign, local co-op, online versus, online co-op, all of those things available in the Star Wars universe. People will pay for all of that.
Yeah.
They would pay for all
Much
of
as
that.
I'm not a Call of Duty fan, I did enjoy Black Ops 3.
And that's what I'm
I
saying.
will not lie.
It was a great game. They did so many good things. They catered to the fans. They absolutely catered to...
Well, it depends who you talk to. A lot of people don't like the new futuristic shit. They want to go back to the...
Whatever, but, like, as far as the modes go,
Yeah.
is what I'm talking about.
You could do it online. You could do this. You could have the same gaming experience, split screen.
You and me can sit on the couch and play together.
What it comes down to is Brianna and I just really like...
Couch co-op,
Yeah.
local co-op.
That's local gameplay. We like to play games together.
Right, and that's why...
I mean, this is the point of having a home console.
Of course.
Like, if we were just going to only play online, then we might as well just join the PC Master Race and only play PC games.
And then we'd have to have...
But the point of having a home console is that you play with someone else in the
right
same...
next to you, and you can talk shit to them right next to you.
In the same room.
Right, and then...
Otherwise, what's the point of having a home console?
Right.
That's the biggest argument right there. What's the point of having a home console if you don't have any local gameplay?
Right. No, and I agree with that. And I think a lot of, I think we're probably a lot older. Well, you especially. Yeah. Well,
Shut up.
But I think we're older than a lot of people who are gamers currently, who are just spouting everything out there on the internet right now. Understand that, like, couch co-op is just like, that's how it used to be. That was like, that's how you have fun. That's how I don't
think it should be obsolete.
I don't think it should be either. And that's like how that's how I made friends when I was younger. Like, hey, I have this game at my house. Do you want to come over and play it? And then they're like, yeah, totally. And then we'd all play it. And then I'd go to their house because they have that game. And go to their house and play that game.
Imagine so many of these online communities for so many of the most popular games are
just
fucking
they're
poisonous.
just shitty. They're just
poisonous.
Speaking of which, so I've been playing Overwatch.
Well, let's get into that. That's why I wanted to kind of jump ship from the thing about how we don't usually like online multiplayer games.
Yeah.
And this is completely goes against everything what we were just saying. We recently started playing Overwatch.
I do love Overwatch.
And Overwatch is, as most of you know, is just an online FPS. There's no campaign, there's no local play, but this game is just amazing.
It really is.
Fans of Team Fortress will love it.
Yeah.
And, well, you guys all know what Overwatch is. If you know anything about video games, I'm sure you know what the game is.
Yeah.
It's just a very good game. I'm not going to give it a review because everybody else has already reviewed it better than me.
I just what I was getting into with the youngins factor is when I had the chat on.
Well, I turned that off immediately.
No, I just personally like to leave the chat on, but I leave mine muted so no one can hear me. But I'm just listening, and it's like, seriously, it's like all 10 to 14-year-olds, like, your mother.
Well, it depends on what time of the day you play, because most adults have jobs.
True. Well, and I usually play right before I go to work, and my job is goofier than yours, so I am playing at 8 in the morning for an hour before I have to get ready to work, and then I get to work by noon, and then I work, for the rest of the day.
It also depends on what time you get on, depending on how bad your ass is going to get whooped in the game.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. How many people in your level are playing.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to get into a review of Overwatch. I will say it's a fantastic game.
It's a great game. I love it.
It is one of the few games that has proven me wrong about an online-only game, an online multiplayer first-person shooter. I'm usually not a fan, but it is a fantastic game. Bree agrees.
I do agree. This is the second game that proved me wrong about online-only. Titanfall was my first one. And I love that game to the nth degree, and I cannot wait for Titanfall 2 with a campaign to come out. I will lose my mind.
Yeah.
And I also heard that there might be local.
Well, I don't know about all that, but.
But anyway, either way, anything. Hi, robots. I'm on board.
Well, mechs.
Either way.
They're piloted.
I know, but still.
So they're not robots.
Okay, robots, mechs, any
they're
of that.
Walking tanks.
Any of those things, I'm
Yes.
on board.
Yes.
So anyway, where were you? You were trying to go somewhere with this.
Let's see. What other games we played? we got Battleborn, which we're really excited about. Again, because of the split screen and Gearbox and how great Borderlands was. He thought it was kind of was going to be an extension of that. And
I mean, for fuck's sake, we both have Borderlands tattoos. That's how much we love those games.
Yeah, and
but I have no idea what the hell they were thinking with some of their design choices with Battleborn.
Yeah, the sound's off. The split screen design is
with the HUD taking up a third of the screen.
Yeah, the HUD takes up. It's to the point where
it's unplayable.
They tacked on the split screen to the point where you can't see or do really anything.
So we literally
have a 50-inch. We have a 50-inch TV,
and we had to scooch our chairs up literally like from 2 feet from our 50-inch screen TV to see what the hell we were doing.
And it's not just to roll the hoagies with bad eyes.
No,
which we are,
but it's because the
poor design choices.
The HUD takes literally 1/3 of the screen.
Yeah, a mini map.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's no reason for that. Absolutely none.
Anyway, there's a lot of things wrong with Battleborn, and I don't even want to get into it.
And we had so much high hopes for it. That was just a big disappointment.
So many high hopes.
That's what I meant.
Yes. Anyway, now, all that said,
Dan's game of the year.
My game of the year, and
and probably game of life.
Yes, the new Doom. I've been talking about it for forever. I've been wanting to play for forever, and I finally did play it, and I finally beat it. And
I haven't beaten it yet.
No, that said, I've only done the campaign. I played a little bit around with the snap map, but most of the campaign. I haven't touched multiplayer because it's Doom. Multiplayer doesn't exist to me in Doom. There's no Doom. There's no multiplayer in Doom.
Right.
Doom is just campaign. And
that's what it's always been. That's what it's about.
And that said, this has been my favorite game, like in years and years and years. Favorite FPS, just favorite game all around. Yeah. I just loved it.
It is a very well-rounded game.
And
the story is there.
Well, there's not much of a story.
But for Doom, it is there. Because in original Doom, there wasn't really a story. But in this one, at least there's a something. All right. Well, you want to.
So anyway, yeah. Hey, I wrote holy shit, like a 3-page review for this. So I'm gonna read this to you guys now.
Okay, ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Wait, hold on. Anyway.
And
this is how it goes. So I'm just gonna try to be as serious about this as I can.
I'm proud of you. This is a really good review.
It's pretty good, but I don't.
Just
I've had a few beers. Okay, folks. You asked for it, so here it is. And in parentheses, I said nobody actually asked for it because it's true, because nobody listens to this podcast. My review of Doom 2016, or Doom 4, or just Doom, or whatever you want to call this iteration. At the time, I said I've spent a decent amount of time with this game, and while I haven't completed it, I'd say about 95% done with the campaign. And I have since I wrote this, completed the game, and oh wow, it's fantastic. And that's what this review is going to be about. The campaign, because frankly, that's always what Doom has been about. Single player, run and gun, in hell. First of all, let's talk about the graphics. Because
they're amazing.
Yeah. And
they really are.
That's the first thing my first sentence. The game looks amazing.
It really
the environments are equal parts terrifying and beautiful, and often claustrophobic, but in a good way. The weapons are beefy and intimidating looking, and the stars of the show, the baddies, look fantastic. Seriously, the character models are impressive as... Let's see what I did here. The character models are impressive as hell.
See what you did there?
I even said no pun intended. Oh, look at that.
You're good.
Almost every bad guy in this game is equal parts scary and awesome looking. The graphics overall are fantastic and smooth, with only a few noticeable dips in the frame rate, which is to be expected considering we're playing on the Xbox One. And yeah, just so you guys know, we are playing on the Xbox One, so there are some frame rate issues, but You know,
Given that fact.
we're not part of the PC mass race, so I guess go fuck yourself. Anyway. Secondly, and I guess it should have been first, as it is the start of the show, let's talk about the gameplay. And this is very important. And what I wrote here is incredibly true. This game is fast, incredibly fast.
Super fast.
It's almost intimidating in the beginning how fast you move, and that's extremely true.
Yeah, that's totally true.
You do get used to it quick, and you'll soon realize that speed is a necessity, and that's 100% true as well.
Yeah.
There is no standing still in Doom. You stand still and you're dead. You spend the entire game at full sprint, running, strafing, and shooting. And the baddies are fast too. They're hot on your ass at all times until you've killed them all. Well, this game moves at neck break speed, or breakneck speed. What is it, neck break or breakneck?
I would say breakneck.
At breakneck speed. That's not to say the controls and movement don't feel solid. They do, and incredibly so.
Yeah, they do.
Every movement, jump, and trigger pull feels precise and fluid. You may run off the map and fall to your death, as I did a lot.
I did too.
While you're strafing a cluster of imps, but it will feel like your own
those
damn
guys.
fault. Yeah, and it's like the second baddie you face in the game. But
I
there are
know,
a lot
but
of
there's
times
a billion of them.
when I'm just strafing around the map and it just flew right off the fucking edge.
I
Like,
did that too.
Ah, shit. And there are also some added mechanics as well. Jumping, which is a huge thing. There's never been jumping in a Doom game before.
Never, ever, not once.
Well, maybe Doom 3. I don't remember Doom 3 that well. But the original Dooms, you couldn't jump.
No, right.
And especially in this game, you could double jump at a certain point in the campaign.
Yeah, that's huge.
And that may be unfamiliar to classic Doom players, but... what the hell did I say here? That may be unfamiliar to classic Doom players, but not including a basic jump mechanic in a current... Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. So I said basically not including a jump mechanic in a new gen game would be pretty hard to pull off.
Right, that's true.
Like, how the hell would you have a new game where you couldn't jump
Where
at
you
all?
couldn't jump,
You
right.
couldn't pull it off with, and
With
not to have the intricate environments that they have in this game.
Right, with what they're trying to do, there's no way that they couldn't have a jump.
Also, here's a pretty sweet new addition to Doom that they didn't have before: glory kills,
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
which are pretty much what they sound like: gruesome close quarters melee kills that can be pulled off when an enemy takes enough damage. It becomes what they call staggered. Glory kills vary per baddie and in the environment which they're pulled off. For instance, you may mash one of the possessed heads, and I'll get into what the possessed are, into a paste on a nearby wall, or if there is no wall present, you may just yank off their arm and beat them to death with it. Fun stuff. That's actually what I wrote. Fun stuff.
Because it was fun.
Also, pulling off a glory kill will give you health and ammo.
Yeah,
So
extra.
that's like when you get in
Especially on bigger dudes.
Yeah, when you get into close quarters kills,
Gives you
with
extra
certain
health,
baddies,
extra health, extra ammo.
So basically, what happens is you lay enough damage into a bad guy, and they'll sort of blink or turn orange. Sort of, they'll have an
And
orange
then you
highlight,
wait, and then you melee
and
them.
then you melee them up close,
and then you get extra stuff.
and then it'll do some terrible shit to them, and
then you get extra health and ammo for doing such.
And the next part of the review says, speaking of killing things, let's talk about some more about the baddies you'll face in this hellscape. Some more about the baddies. I don't know,
About the baddies.
something about that. Hold on, I'm going to take a sip of beer. Hold on, pretty sing a song.
Hey guys, we're talking about Doom. We're talking about Doom. Yeah, talking about Doom.
All right,
Here comes Dan.
All right, got it.
He told me to shut up.
Alright, I'm back. A good amount of the classic Doom bad guys return in this iteration, with the addition of a few new ones. Some of the original baddies, as you guys know, from all the old Doom games: Imps, Pinkies, Lost Souls, Keiko Demons, Hell Knights, Barons, Mancubuses, Mancubusi, Mancubi. What's plural for Mancubuses?
Mancubi?
Mancubi?
Mancubi.
I don't know. I actually wrote that in here, like Mancubuses in
Question mark,
parentheses.
Mancubi?
Mancubusi, Mancubi.
Mancubi.
Like, I have no idea.
Mancubi.
Revenants are back, of course. They're on the cover of the damn game. And even His Holiness, the Cyber Demon. I love the Cyber Demon.
Oh, you love a cyber demon.
I love him.
Did you want to have him over for lunch?
I want him to be my dad.
Do you want to have him over for brunch tomorrow, or?
Basically, they all return and look great. The characters' designs have been updated. For the most part, they still look familiar and extremely impressive. The Possessed, as they call them in this game, pretty much take the place of the zombie men. The zombie men, as they call them. The zombie men. As the fodder of the game. Like the original guys with like just the pistols, the one-shot guys in the beginning with like this, it sort of have green hair. You remember who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And
put a pause here.
And what was I to say?
Every time.
And there are a few variations of old favorites, like the Cyber Mancubus is
Mancubi. We already went over this.
Yeah, but there's a cyber version. Cyber Mancubus is
Cyber Mancubi?
Mancubi. Cyber Mancubi?
That's my...
Mancubus.
Cyber...
It's like a succubus, but it's a mancubus.
So, Cyber Mancubi, if there's more than one.
Alright,
hold on. Hang on.
Bria wants me to stop for a second.
We're going to figure this out.
Alright, hold on. Okay, where was I? Yeah, some of the new baddies include Hellguards, Prowlers, Hellraisers, and my least favorite Summoners. You remember these guys? These guys are...
Are those the witches one?
Yeah, they're like witches. They have like that red lighting.
Oh,
and shit.
they suck.
Summoners, like their name implies, are demons that can summon other demons, which essentially means they can bring an infinite number of baddies into play.
So you gotta kill them
until you kill them.
Yeah.
I like to use a chainsaw on these pricks just to show them who's boss.
Yeah, always save your chainsaw.
And yes, I said chainsaw, and that's actually what I wrote. The chainsaw is back, and it's glorious. As are most of the other classic demon-dispatching boomsticks of yesteryear. The pistol, shotgun, super shotgun, minigun, plasma gun, rocket launcher, and room-clearing BFG 9000 are all back, and they're beautiful. There are also a slew of new weapons, including a few different grenades, a heavy assault rifle, and the Gauss cannon. All in all the previously mentioned weapons, old and new, look good, sound good, and feel good.
They do.
On top of that, all the weapons can be upgraded with different mods to add some flavor to your doom slaying. Doom slaying.
Doom slaying. Who doesn't want flavor in their doom slaying?
I like a little flavor in my doom slaying. Sometimes a little bit of black cherry.
I prefer paprika. Smoked.
Smoked paprika.
Yeah, that's my preference.
Most weapons have two mods that are obtained by fighting field drones that are hidden throughout different levels. Once obtained, you essentially upgrade your mods with weapon upgrade points. These are gained essentially through killing shit. The more shit you kill and the more rooms you clear, the more weapon upgrade points you will earn.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and
the more cool crap you can get.
Yeah, and it's
get back to that easy.
Oh, and not only that, but aside from your weapons, your armor is also upgradable. There are 4 or 5 different perks that you can unlock and max out. With what are called Praetor. Is it Praetor?
Praetor.
Praetor tokens. In each of most of the levels, you will find 2 or 3 armored dead humans. Some are hidden and some aren't. They're called elite guards. Interacting with them will grant you a token that will give you 1 point to upgrade your armor. And
they're technically a secret, or like, well, if you're looking.
Well, yeah, some are secrets and some are just lying around.
Yeah.
Towards the beginning, some are just lying around, but towards later levels, they're kind of hidden.
Secrets.
Yeah, they're technically.
Like as you get further on, they're harder to find. And
aside from the upgrades, there are a whole crap load of other challenges, collectibles, and secrets hidden throughout the game.
Yeah.
This is Doom. I mean, what would Doom be without secrets? I mean, that's...
Right.
It's always been... Doom has always had plenty of hidden secrets. That's how every Doom game's ever been.
Yeah, no, I agree. How do you feel about... I think my favorite, like, throwback that they did is finding that lever.
Oh, yeah, the secret Doom levels. I didn't even talk about that in this review.
No spoilers.
Well,
but this is spoilers.
Well, yeah, it's sort of spoilery. I mean,
if you haven't played Doom, which you're dumb if you haven't. Okay, maybe not, but you're not dumb. But if you're a Doom fan from the old games, just go play it because you're gonna love it.
There is some secrets in the level.
It's everything that everyone who has ever played an old Doom game.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! There's gonna be some levels in the game where you could find a secret level or a secret hatch
that looks just like
that will open up a room that looks like you're stepping back in time.
Yeah.
And it looks like classic Doom 1 or Doom 2 levels.
Yeah, like you're literally Doom guy.
Anyway, back to the review.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I got excited.
I said, if you guys can't tell, I love this game. The campaign has so much to offer, and it's surprisingly long, and it is really long.
It is really long.
I was shocked with how long it was. I thought they were going to chintz it out.
Yeah, no, after
then
a couple
again,
of times...
It is id, and it is Bethesda, and they made...
Well, honestly, because for a while when I was watching you play, because a lot of times when we have big games, I like one of us will watch the other one play first.
Yeah.
And I watched you play.
And it is a game that literally is fun to watch. It's fun to watch the other person play.
It was.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fun to watch
Sometimes
you play.
it's nerve-wracking to watch somebody else play.
It was. I was like, oh my god, like, I'm having anxiety. How are you feeling? Because you're playing.
Yeah.
And, like, we had to figure all the things out. But anyway, it was just, it was a lot. They really did it really well.
And one of the nice things is that once a level is completed, you can go back at any time
and play it again.
And play previous levels. And
with
just get any collectibles that you missed with all the weapons
you already have.
That you've already gained so far.
Right. To X level you're already at.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't hurt, and you could still go back and start your campaign.
That is so cool.
At your current progress.
So basically you can just fly through the campaign. The clam plane. And then you're like, all right, cool, I beat the clam plane. Yeah. And now I want to go back and I want to get all the collectibles.
Yeah, the collectibles.
The collectibles. And you can just go find all that stuff when you're bored.
Yeah.
Then as soon as you find that...
Or you just want to go to level 1 and just kill everything with a chainsaw. Because you don't get the chainsaw in level 1.
No, you don't. But you can also, like, just go into whatever random level, get all your crap, and then leave in the middle of the level.
Yeah.
And you still get all that crap.
Yeah, you still get to save everything.
You get to save everything. That's super cool.
Overall, I have to say this is one of the best shooters I've played in years.
Well, absolutely.
And the best part is it feels like Doom.
It definitely does.
It really feels like Doom.
Absolutely.
Those of you that are looking for another Call of Duty clone, obviously look elsewhere.
Look elsewhere for sure. This is not that.
However, if you're looking for a unique shooter that both harkens back to the classics while still being something new to the table, then this is that game. The speed and the non-stop movement are such a nice change of pace to recent shooters.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I said that in the wrong tense. The speed and the non-stop movement are such a nice change of pace to recent shooters. It's rich but doesn't feel bloated and you will literally be playing on the edge of your seat.
I'm not rich, however, I do feel bloated. But I am playing him.
No, and that's actually true. One of the last things I said is it's rich, but doesn't feel bloated. And literally be playing on the edge of your seat. That's the whole game. You'll always be on the edge of your seat. And I said the last line of the whole review that I wrote is, all in all, this is the Doom you've been waiting for.
Absolutely true. 100%. Absolutely. Anyone who's ever played Doom before this came out, anyone who'd played Doom like in younger years, if
you're looking for something that would update the game with adding a lot of new shit, I mean, this is probably
I don't know,
best thing you could have asked for.
And Dan hates the fact that my one Doom, okay, maybe not my one Doom.
We've already talked about your Doom. We've already talked about that stuff.
Okay, but still, it was still awesome. Doom is awesome in any which way you play it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the new Doom, and it's...
Okay. However, it's still super nostalgic and awesome for everyone to play. And
what, the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And everyone's gonna feel good about it, and
well, I wouldn't have written this whole fucking spiel if I didn't love the game.
No, of course.
And I would definitely say this is probably one of my favorite games of the year, if not of all time.
As far as modern games go?
As far as, a lot of shit goes. Like, I love the new Doom. And like I said, I understand that there's some low reviews on the multiplayer and
whatever
other aspects of the game, but
that's not what Doom
is.
Exactly.
I don't care about that shit. I probably will never touch the multiplayer.
No.
But there's plenty of replay value just going back and playing the same campaign
over and over again.
There's all the different difficulty
levels
yeah.
and finding all the collectibles and
plus it's just fun to go back and even at the same difficulty level and just shoot shit, man. Just shoot demons. It's fun.
It is. It's totally fun. It's like how exciting is that when like at the you finally get the BFG and you're like losing your mind like, okay, cool, I have this now.
Oh, the BFG is so cool in this game.
I know. It is really, really cool. And you're like, oh.
And when you get it, they even give you an open room. Like, right after you get it, they even let you use it once.
Like, to test it?
Yeah, like, they even give you an open room where there's all these demons. And, like, it's a perfect...
Just to test it out.
It's right after you get it, and it's the only thing in your hands. And they just let you fire it off once, and it just liquefies every fucker in the room. It's perfect.
I mean, spoilers, but...
Yeah. Well, that's not really a spoiler. The BFG fucks people up. That's not really a spoiler.
It's a big fucking gun.
Anyway. I think that's about the best review for Doom that I can do. I could have read it better, I guess, if I was more sober, but...
No, Dan, you wrote that whole thing when you were sober, and...
Yeah.
It was a great review. This is literally like one of your favorite games since you have been a kid. And... Like, I know you really...
That's why I was so happy with the new game.
I know, and
it made me so happy playing it.
And you put so much thought into, like, what you just said. That would be like me reviewing, like, a new alteration of, like,
Pokemon Snap?
No.
Oh.
Streets of Rage.
Oh, okay.
Streets of Rage is probably...
Streets of Rage is pretty... It holds up. It's still fun.
I know. Streets of Rage is probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Huh.
I love Streets of Rage.
That's a fun game.
Also, Disney's World of Illusion. Not Castle of Illusion, World of Illusion.
Do we have Castle of Illusion?
I think we have both. But World of Illusion is on Genesis. It's over there.
Yes. Anyhoozle, guys, I think we're going to sign off. I said everything I needed to say about Doom.
It is a great game. I haven't finished it yet personally, but in the meantime, it has been a hell of a ride. I'm in the climbing the tower.
I have a weird craving for a bologna sandwich.
You said that like just a couple days ago too.
I know. I wanted like toasted bread, maybe fried bologna with some mustard.
Why are you craving bologna?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's... I don't know.
You
having issues.
Are you pregnant?
Maybe some pickles and some ice cream.
Are you pregnant?
I think we're preggers! Wee!
Nope, Dan. It's not me. It's Dan.
Yeah, I'm pregnant. Bye.
Nope, Dan's pregnant. Not me. Not me.
I guess I'm pregnant, guys. Alright, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.